All right, we'll go to George Bashura next with Mark's School on deck. Go ahead, George.
Hey, Rece, thanks for your time this afternoon.
Sure, George.
From 2018 to now, the local market, we've seen how there's been a big change in Notre Dame football, mentality-wise and coaching-wise. What is the view from the broader media, sports media, about how this team has grown since 2018?
I think, I've seen the articles and actually talked to some of the folks and talked to Brian a little bit about, about their mental conditioning, the different things that they've done to try to approach the game in a different way to get the maximum out of their players. I think what you've seen is the first step to joining that ultra elite, and that's to win the games that you're supposed to win almost without fail. That's the first step. Notre Dame has been really good at that the last few years. As you guys well know, it's been winning games like the one that they'll play against Clemson that is the final hurdle. So I think you've seen a more a steadier demeanor. I think that Brian has adapted extraordinarily well in the way that he interacts on the sidelines. And that was not just starting 2018. It actually started a few years before that. But and at least in my judgment, as an observer. So I think you've seen that. I think you've seen them create an identity on offense when they don't have really explosive guys on the outside. You've seen them be able to find ways to adapt, as they are so far this year, and still grow and move the ball. So I think you've seen basically overall a steadier, calmer, more willing to adapt Notre Dame to try to play to their strengths. So those are just a few of the things I've seen, and really the only to paraphrase the good book, I guess, there is but one thing they lack, and it is to win a game like this and then ultimately win championship games on the biggest stages.
And if I could follow up really quick, Rece, with one more. Where do you think, if there is a category, that Notre Dame may be in front of Clemson going into tomorrow's game?
Maybe offensive line. I think Notre Dame's offensive line is really good. Clemson's defensive line is very talented, but it's a little thin right now. It's also young. Some of the playmakers are young. So I would say that Notre Dame's offensive line, if they can run the ball, control the ball, as they've done a really good job of this year, that they create the opportunity to maybe frustrate Clemson. So, as it's sort of tried and true, but I think their opportunity really lies with the guys up front, which sort of dovetails into what we talked about earlier. Notre Dame knows who it is, and so that's their best opportunity in my judgment. I don't think they're going to go out there and win a 45-42 game, but if they sort of control the tempo of the game and establish the run and do a good job on defense, if their defense is as good as their stats against a really good offense, then that's their best shot to win. But I would say their offensive line would be where they would have a potential advantage.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll